How's it hanging, fellas? I'm OrosZ and this is another episode of Half-Life 2, and in today's episode we're by the lighthouse. We are getting attacked. The shadows are gone. I have not noticed that when the shadows went gone, or you know what? I noticed that. I noticed that later. Not at this point in the story, but later. Jeez, I think the game's way too fucking loud. Here we go. And yeah, I noticed that when we got back to City 17, and I just didn't bother to fix that. I was like, yeah, fuck it. And look how long I've been playing without the shadows, and I didn't notice. The first time I did, but like when I got to Ravenholm and it was strangely not dark and evil looking. Look how bright this fucking room is. Speaking of recording from PC and having some issues with it, 2 days ago I sat down and I found my old fucking retail copy of Rayman 3. And I kind of installed it and I was like, oh, I might play through one chapter, and before I knew it I finished the whole game in like one sitting. And then the next day I was like, oh okay, well I know how the game is played, I remember every boss, might as well record the whole thing. And I ran into an issue because I couldn't change the language in my retail version. Because when I looked it up how to change the language, because it's not in the game options, it's like you have to go into the files of the game and there's a setup exe file, and then you take the setup exe file and then there should be the language options, but they weren't for me. And I was like, oh, that fucking sucks, what the fuck is that about? And I was like, what the fuck do I do? I can't change the language. There's no other fucking option for that anywhere. As it turns out, all I had to do was reinstall the game, and at the beginning of installation, then it asks you what language you want. Which is pretty weird. Why isn't it like because the GOG version that you can purchase now digitally, that's the one where you can change the language in the setup, with the setup exe file. So I pirated that one. Because I was like, well, I want to fucking make the Let's Play in English, right? So I need to change it to English somehow. And I pirated it. So I had two Raymans. I had my retail version and the digital pirated one, that's the GOG version. And then I was like, okay, so how do I make... and the fucking GOG pirated version, I was like playing in English and it was like, alright, well, I'm gonna record this one. And something happened. At some point in like the third level, there's an opening where you have to go through a door. But for me there was an invisible wall there, and all of the sound also disappeared from the game. Only Glowbox dialogue was left. And the sound effects, but music and like bad guys dialogue, that was gone. And I was like, well, that's bullshit. What the fuck?
It's a gunship!
So I had a pirated version that was in English, but it didn't work. And that I couldn't change the language, that did work. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna like take these files of the English voices and put it in my version somehow. That didn't work. Then I was like, oh, I'm gonna take the files for the levels and replace it with the broken version. That didn't work either. I just made the game crash and I had like 2 broken copies of Rayman. So at the end, after like, I don't know, 2 hours of fucking around with that, because I'm not a fucking, not a programmer, I didn't know where the fuck these files were kept, so I just kinda kept copying different files that I thought maybe were the files I needed. And at the end I was like, fuck it, these files are broken, both of these games are not working anymore. So I just simply deleted them and reinstalled the retail version, and then I was like, because the thing is that it fooled me. At the beginning it says, pick the language you want during installation. And I was like, I thought it meant that this is the language you're gonna have during installation, but the game is still gonna run in a different one. I didn't realize that what they meant is that you pick the language for the whole game during installation. I'm a moron. I'm sorry. But the point is, yesterday, I was like, after that, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna record it today. I already wasted so much fucking time trying to get it to run. And also OBS, it's a weird thing where like every time I alt-tab to OBS to check if the recording was going, or to like cut the video and like begin a new one, the game would crash So every time I had to every time I like finished the recording and started another one, I had to turn on the game again, and that really annoyed me. Because the game would like begin at different points and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, now I'm gonna like cut it all out. And then I was like, I deleted those videos, and I began playing the game again yesterday. And you know what I did?
This way, Dr.
I
Freeman.
turned on
We'll take the
recording,
cliff
I
path
made
before
sure that
another
it's
gunship
working.
finds us.
I checked a couple of times how it looks, how it runs. By the way, the recording is in 4:3, because to play the game in 16:9, I have to download something that's called Better Rayman Free, which is like a mod pack that just allows you to have like more options, but I had like trouble doing that, and I was like, you know what, fuck it.
Come with me. Before another
We're just gonna play the game in 4:3, and my microphone's kind of weird position. Oh, poor guy. Ain't that Elliot? I think that's Elliot, guys. From the Idiot Box? Was that him? I don't remember. No, that was Elliot from Kitty's channel. I think he used this model as his himself. Yeah, anyway, and so I have 6 hours of footage because I never realized that how long can OBS record. For example, when I'm recording from PlayStation, I have an hour. Exactly 59 minutes, 59 seconds of recording, and then I have to reset it. I was trying to push him off, but it was harder than it looked.
before another one comes.
And so I had 6 hours of recording. I basically speedrun the game. I think the speedrun's like an hour and something because I looked into it. And I definitely did better during that recording. I found way more shit, but I still didn't do as good as I wanted, because there is a thing in this game that if you do good enough, there's like a marker next to the level with Murphy's smiling face, and if you don't do good enough, then it's Murphy's sad face. And unfortunately, I tried to get smiling face on every level so you get the final secret at the end of the game, and I didn't do it. I was a little disappointed by
Right
that.
along there, and watch your step.
So yeah, I've beaten the whole game. I have 6 hours of footage. It's pretty cool. It looks alright. You know how this game, for example, has some weird shit going on in the back? That's kind of OBS's fault, I think. It doesn't record the game... What the fuck did I do? It doesn't record the game as good as it actually looks when I play it. And Rayman was the same. It doesn't look bad, it just has those weird, like, things going on with the background. Sometimes looks fuzzy. And yeah, I even recorded the footage for a bonus episode of Rayman 3, because there's bonus levels in Rayman 3. Like you can, if you want to get points, you get like bonus side mini games in the main menu. So I played those a little bit. There's 3 ones that are fun, and the rest of them are just like eh. There's one that basically like a it's not a remake, but it's basically like they took the assets from Rayman 1, like all the textures, and they made like a Rayman 1 level with it, where you play as normal Rayman from Rayman 3. It looks pretty funny, and kind of ugly actually. All the assets and all the textures have like these weird outlines. You can see that they just like took them and put them in. It looks pretty ugly, and one of them is guiding a rocket. That's a fun one. And there's like a balloon one where there's like a shit ton of balloons and you have to jump across. That was fun too. And yeah, I beaten Rayman 3. I haven't beaten Rayman 2 if you were curious, but I do have it. And I had a problem with it because first time I installed Rayman 2, it worked, but what happened, it went into full screen, and it also went by 4:3, but it for some reason appeared as if it was in a window, so there was like a window outline, but it was like a fake window outline, because I couldn't even press it so it would go into full screen, or I couldn't like turn it off by pressing the X in the corner, right? It's like, what the fuck kind of fucking window is this? It's not a window, it's like fucking fake as shit. Anyway, and I fixed that. I don't know what happened. I think something fucked up during installation. So I fixed that. Now I have a pretty nice looking 4:3 Rayman 2. Not the PS2 version. I don't know which version. This is some PC version. I don't know. There's so many fucking versions of Rayman 2. And from what I know, PS2 version is the worst one, even though it's like, oh, it might look nice and play nice, but what they did in the PS2 version... Oh shit. So antlions, yeah, I like this guy. His friend died too.
Poor Laszlo,
Not Laszlo.
the finest mind of his generation, to come to such an end.
That's fucking full of
Heading
shit.
to the Portagon camp, hoping to pick up some bug baits of these damn things.
Oops. Oh no, poor Laszlo, the greatest mind of the generation. No, Laszlo. What the fuck am I doing? Why am I just allowing myself to die? What am I doing? Why am I trying to kill myself? Was I in this much grief over Laszlo? How did I try not to get him killed? I don't know. What was I saying? Rayman 2. Oh yeah, so they put in, what they did in the PS2 version of Rayman 2, they put in voice acting, so now all the dialogue actually had English dialogue.
Step on the sand, it makes the antlions crazy.
But
Laszlo, don't move.
oh, Laszlo's still alive. That's what I try to fucking do. I think that's what I try to do. I mean, I got them both killed. No, they didn't get them both killed. They fucking killed themselves. Whatever. Greatest minds of their generations come to such an end. Such a fucking stupid line. If Laszlo was the greatest mind of his generation, then why the fuck he got stuck on the sand? Dumbass. And yeah, and because sound files take a lot of space, they had to delete a bunch of levels just to put in the English voice acting, and it's like, what? You like, it's like they cut the game in half just to have it in English. Because the original one, the one I have, the PC one, I don't know. I think there's like also something called Rayman Revolution, and it's just basically like a remastered version of Rayman 2. But like, I don't know. There's so many fucking different versions of Rayman 2. It's fucking ridiculous. Don't even get me started on Rayman 1. Rayman 1 hits just as many, if not more. Yeah, and so I have some PC version of it. I don't know which one. Some one that works. But the thing is, now the game doesn't want to fucking work in high resolution, which isn't that big of an issue, but it's still like, why not? When it was in the windowed thing, then I could turn on the high resolution, but now it doesn't want to work. I don't know why. It's just like, it's set on medium and I can't fucking change that. This fucking game is doing some weird shit. But I'm not beating Rayman 2 right now. Right now I finished after this one. You know what is the game I was saying that I should do after this one? Mega Man 10, right? But what was I saying that I should do after Mega Man 10? Because I was thinking about it recently, like, oh, what's the game? I should install it, right? And I should probably beat it to know what the fuck. But I was like, wait, what game I was supposed to play? I don't remember. Yeah, remember the physics puzzle at the beginning of the game we had? Well, this is the same thing. Except I don't think these two bricks are gonna help me much. Except it's longer, so it's kinda harder to pull off. I love whenever you just like shove objects into the walls and they just make a bunch of fucking sounds. Well, he pushed me and helped me get up. So nice of him. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, Mega Man 10. And after that, what the fuck was I gonna do? I said I was gonna do Poker Night, right? But it's like I did a puzzle game. It was a McPixel. Now I'm doing a shooter. Then we're gonna do Mega Man. And then I should do a platformer. That's kind of like, I have a thing in my head. I don't, it's not like, I never like wrote it down, the order of the games I do it in. I just kind of all have it in my mind. And I was like, to have some variety, I'm doing a puzzle game, then I'm doing like a shooter, then I'm gonna do Mega Man game because I want to beat them all, but I don't want to do it too often. So I'm like spacing them out a little bit. And then after that I should do like another different platformer. So I think after Mega Man 10 I'm gonna do Battle Block Theater because I've beaten the whole game. I have the footage of it. all of my footage of me playing the game. Honestly, Battle Block Theater turned out to be way longer than I thought. It was like 40 episodes. And I was like only doing 2 levels per episode, so it was like standard kind of shit for me. But it ended up being longer than I thought. If it's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know, because for example, Battle Block Theater, I don't think it's like the most popular game everybody knows about and wants to see me play or something like that. So I still have the footage of it, just beating it. I want to make a let's play out of it. You know what's the problem with the Battle Block Theater though? It's a game made by the guys who made Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac, and some other games, but I don't really care about any of their other games. And they have a thing going on where for some reason they keep your save file in like a cloud. So for example, when I was making my Super Meat Boy Let's Play, I was trying to play the game from the beginning. But no matter what I did, no matter that I uninstalled the game, I deleted the save files from my PlayStation, the game would always have my save file that I made a long time ago. And not only I made a long time ago, I didn't even made it on a PS4. I made it on a PS Vita. And it somehow went into the cloud and transitioned itself into the PS4 version, which is pretty weird in my opinion. And the same thing happened with Battle Block Theater, because when I turn on the game, it turns out that they still have my save file from when I first played the game, and I never beaten it, but I gotten a little bit into it. I definitely was gotten further than halfway through. I definitely gotten further than halfway through. And what was my point of bringing this up? Oh yeah, so in the Let's Play I'm actually replaying all the levels because I have no means of like deleting the save file and starting from the beginning, which I would like to do. Because that's how I like beating the games. That's how I thought of beating Rayman 3, that I would replay the levels back before I realized how to fix the language thing. Rayman 3 came in a lot of languages, and most of the GOG versions have a lot of like French, German, Spanish, Italian. But there's more that are like really more obscure versions because they only came in retail versions. I think I was meant to do something with that, but I fucked it up. It's hard to do physics puzzles when the only thing you have for physics is a gun that launches shit around. These episodes are kinda long. I'm about to record 4 episodes and all of them are 30 minutes. You know what I was gonna bring up because I found out today and I was really excited about. Back when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of Let's Plays, right? That's why I wanted to always do a Let's Play, and I'm really glad I finally got to actually do it. But back as a kid, I didn't know how the fuck do I even begin to make a Let's Play. So I made multiple attempts, you know. I would like put my phone in front of the TV. I guess my first Let's Play I ever did, that I didn't finish, I only made like 1 video, was a Crash Bandicoot 2 Let's Play on my PS2. Because I put in my phone in front of the TV and I was playing the game and I was saying stuff and I was like, oh, okay, so here's this level, blah blah blah. But the thing is, even as a kid I realized, you know, this looks garbage. Because I had an old old TV, so when you pointed a camera at it, there was like a bunch of like black bars just going across it. Yeah, you like how I figured this puzzle? Just taking these 2 things and putting them in front of each other. I think it's a pretty clever idea, except I got stuck here, so that's not good. I probably could make a run for it, but I don't know, I try to figure the puzzle out, right? Oops, did I meant to do that? Because that was kind of reckless. I gotta getting rid of my platforms to go back. Nah, I got it. I need to take a shit, whatever. And I didn't manage to record any Let's Plays. Later in my lifetime, when I got like a computer and I was more like, oh, they were using programs to do that, okay. What program could I use? So I downloaded Fraps. I think it was Fraps. It was like a demo version of Fraps. I tried to pirated, but it was pointless, really. And I tried to record Minecraft, but Fraps has it that it uses a lot of computer. How to put it? Since I don't know what the fuck the term is. It uses a lot of computer's memory when it records. So what ended up happening is like Minecraft run fine on like lower settings on my old computer, right? But when I turn on Fraps and I began recording, then it all went to shit. Like I couldn't even see anything. I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything, I couldn't do anything in Minecraft, and it was just like, oh man, I guess my computer ain't strong enough to let me record. And that was my like second attempt at making a let's play. And that didn't work out. And the third one is the one you're kinda seeing right now, which I'm still continuing. And what the fuck did I pause for? I probably had something to do. Maybe I went to grab a drink, I don't know. It's old footage. This is footage from like a year ago or something. No, not a year ago. But it's almost a year old. So yeah. This footage, of course, not this video. This video, if you're watching it when it came out, it just came out. So anyway, yeah, I'm so fucking smart. And yeah, the third one is when I found out how to record on a PS4, so I started recording a bunch of games with Mortal Kombat X. I still think if I ever reach like 5-year anniversary on my channel, I'm gonna like redo the Mortal Kombat X Let's Play, cause it's really bad when you go back to it. Especially since I didn't hit my settings that I now have and I just don't change. Because back then I was like messing around with like, oh, my microphone volume, my fucking game volume, how the sound should be. Like, should it come out of my TV or my headphones? So the first episode of Mortal Kombat X Let's Play, there's like an echo going on because the sound of the TV, the sound of the game is coming out of TV, so it gets recorded twice. And there's an echo going on, and I'm not very... You know what, my commentary, I don't know, I was talking about a bunch about like Mortal Kombat lore, so I think it was about as good as it's fucking now. Because it didn't improve any. Or maybe I was just good from the beginning, I don't know, I like to think more positively about shit in life. And yeah. And then later I found out how to record from OBS because my friend was making speedruns. And I was like, oh, what did you record the footage of it with? And he was like, oh, OBS. And I was like, OBS, huh? So I like downloaded OBS and I... What was the first PC game? I think it was... Fuck, I remember when when I made that Let's Play, I pointed out that this is my first Let's Play from PC. And that I made a big deal out of it. What the fuck was it, though? I don't remember. Was it Half-Life, actually? My first PC Let's Play? I don't know. So anyway, right now I'm recording on PC as much as I'm recording on a console. I kind of thought of making 2021 the year where I like play and record a bunch of PC games. Since I found my old PC games, my friend, the same one who made the speedruns and told me about OBS, and he's also the same guy who's my special guest on my Terraria Let's Play. And yeah, he lended me his Steam account and he has a bunch of games on it, like Witcher 2. So I was like, oh, I want to play Witcher 2. So I'm probably gonna fucking... That's what I was gonna do, I was gonna play a bunch of PC games. And until I run out of PC games, I don't want to go back to consoles. Because if I fucking played on a console so long, I might just like play on a PC a little bit. You know what I found out? On GOG you can actually get Metal Gear 1 and 2 on PC. I never knew these games even came out on PC. Metal Gear 1... it's not Twin Snakes, I think it's just 1. So that's good because Twin Snakes is kinda both better and worse in different ways. It's kind of a mixed bag kind of remake. Which is pretty bad. And If you're making a remake, just redo everything. Stop changing shit like you think you're improving. Like if something was straight up bad, but why you change the things no one complained about? Like the gameplay. I don't complain about the Metal Gear gameplay. Yeah, but what I was bringing up my Let's Play history for is to also tell you that one of the things I used to also watch a lot on YouTube was Lego stop motion animations. And there used to be this web series. It was called, I like to call it a web series. I guess it counts as a web series because it was like multiple episodes long, 20 something I think. And it was this one guy making this, he had like this cool little setup of Legos. And he was using these like old Legos, like these Lego TV sets and like Action or whatever it was called. These ones before even my time, so... And he made this like block and had, you know, like a living apartments and shit. How is it called? It's a fucking block of flats, you know what I'm talking about, right? And the show was called Life Block Number 13. And it's, I checked, I was like thinking about it recently, you know, because I later tried to do these animations myself, and I actually did do a couple of episodes on my own little animation. So anyway, let's go back to what I was saying. So I checked his channel, and like these episodes that I watched came out like 11 years ago. But as I found out, there's new episodes. I was like, wait, what? You gotta be kidding me. He made more episodes of this web series? I thought this web series was really like... Nobody watched it really. I think what happened is the guy made those episodes and he kinda ended on a cliffhanger. And some episodes weren't even available anymore because they like got region blocked for some reason. This thing... I forgot about this thing in this game. Yeah, so for a while it was kind of hard to rewatch them, and even now that I check the channel, it seems to, I remember that he had like Guitar Hero Let's Plays as well as the animations. He was like using that channel for both these animations and like all his other shit. But now that I checked, it's only these animations, and some episodes really are missing, like episode 7. And I want to rewatch him because he seems to have made more episodes. He made like a video explaining stuff. I haven't watched it yet, but I think what he realized is that after he was done with these animations, like he just didn't make those anymore. He like moved on. Maybe he just never did anything nearly as popular as like maybe he realized that he had like a fucking series people watched and he had fans, and he just abandoned it. And he should have ride the wave, you know what I'm saying? For example, there was this different channel that was like parodying old cartoons, and I remember I watched them 11 years ago, and they're still fucking doing the same thing now. And I wouldn't say that they're like super good at it now. They're about as good as they always were. I mean, good, I don't know, it's questionable whether they're good or not. I mean, they're just simply putting their voices over the cartoon. They take like a bunch of old silent cartoons and they just add like crude dialogue to it. That's the joke. Yeah, and it's kind of similar, except it's instead of like silent cartoons, this guy's making his own animations, so it allows for his own stories. And I remember it was similar to like regular show, I guess. Except instead of like episode beginning normally and then getting weird, it was like the whole show began really normally, and it wasn't very... It wasn't very like crazy, but as it went along, more like magical stuff started happening, time travel and shit. So it was really cool and interesting, and I really want to watch these new episodes. Because it's not as like a new show, it's like a continuation of that old show, and I would like to super fucking see it. And at first I looked at a channel and I was like, oh, I guess he made a Christmas episode. I bet he made it just to like I don't know, remember this? No, he made it like 2 weeks ago, and before that he made another episode, so I guess he's back to making those episodes. Yeah, in my own animation, what happened, I had like a Lego creative house and like a bunch of minifigures, right? I mean, I had more than that, but that's what I used for the setup for my animation. and I made a couple of episodes. But man, it was really shitty. Like the story, I remember the story of the first episode was that the three main heroes
Going, Dr. Freeman.
went to a gun store to buy guns. Why did they buy guns? Probably to kill people for whatever reason, because I was a little edgy bitch boy. And yeah, I never uploaded these to YouTube because I didn't know how the fuck to do that. And nobody I knew how to do that, so I never did, so you can't really see those. I don't have them anymore. Actually, I don't know, maybe I have them still. But I was thinking, like, would I ever, like, want to do these again? Like if I don't know, if I fucking get tired of Let's Plays, would I want to do fucking Lego animations? I don't think so. I even rebuilt the block of flats setup he made for his animations. I made my own version of it. Like there's like insides of their houses and stuff. And I just rebuilt all of that. Episode's about to end though, so my long ass fucking story about my YouTube origins and games I played recently comes to an end. Yeah, so Rayman 3, Rayman 2, we're doing a bunch of Rayman games. I have Metal Gear I bought from GOG, some other bullshit. So see you fellas in the next episode, bye.